Hello and welcome, Desert Mountain members, to another edition of the Desert Mountain Podcast. My name is Michael Craven, joined today by Kim Atkinson. Hello, Kim.
Hello, Michael. Oh, it feels good to say that.
It felt really good. I've been off a couple weeks working on some other projects. I'm back. It feels very good to be back. So thank you for having me back.
Excellent. Good to be here, too.
If you're watching on YouTube, we're in a place we have never been before, a place that we affectionately call the Ralph Building. I don't know if everyone knows it as the Ralph Building, but that's what we call it.
Andy, are you okay with that?
I'm fine with that.
So the receiving,
laundry,
recycling facility. It's the Ralph.
It's a Ralph. And that'll work.
All right.
Okay.
We like it. It's a good acronym, and we like it even more because we have experienced some wonderful efficiencies since the 6 months that we've been here. Let's introduce officially Andy Nelson, our Director of Purchasing. Welcome to the mountain, Andy.
Welcome, Andy.
Where's my clap?
Well, thank you.
Oh, we got to here clap. There we go.
Okay.
Get right back into it.
Thank you.
Very good. And Jeremy Bobber, of course, is joining us. And Jeremy is our Director of Housekeeping and Horticulture. So we're in his house over here in the laundry facility.
Welcome, Jeremy.
Welcome.
There you go.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I'm a little rough with the board here. All right. So today's discussion is 6 months later. We have been in this facility. We did a really neat open house for some members who signed up to come take a tour and walk around. Andy, you are no stranger to touring members around and showing them the ins and outs of what it's like to be behind the scenes, really, and what our operation looks like when it comes to receiving items and how they get all around the mountain. So now that we're here, before we get into that, I'm going to jump over to Jeremy a little bit. Jeremy, how long have you been at Desert Mountain? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
I've been here about 13 years. I started off in agronomy a long time ago, it seems like. About after 8 years, I decided to jump over to the facilities department where I took the director of housekeeping position. And then in the last year, we've also incorporated the landscaping around the clubhouses into that as well. And so now it's director of housekeeping and horticulture. Even prior to that 13 years, though, I worked specifically inside Desert Mountain for another company. We worked on projects like the Haciendas, Saguaro 11, Saguaro Forest, Santa Rosa, all the way up to the trails and a lot of other projects like that. So almost 20 years, it's a long time. So.
I did not know that.
Me neither.
That is excellent. I'm so glad we asked you that question. And Andy, no stranger to the mountain.
I came here in 1987, June of 1987.
Wow.
Lyle Anderson and Phil Edlund and Dick Hyland. It was a whole different crew back then. Stayed here till 1998, and then I thought I'd broaden my horizons. I came back a year later. Was very happy to come back and have enjoyed it ever since. I was in the kitchen those first 13, 14 years.
Oh, really?
I took over director of purchasing in 2020.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
So when you receive all these items, you probably have a sense of how they're going to use some of these items.
Yes.
What kitchens did we have when you were working here previously? We didn't have as many as we have now, probably.
Renegade.
Just
Renegade was the only one.
Wow.
It was the temporary building. If I remember right, it was the longest temporary permit in Scottsdale. I think they had that permit for 30-some years. It was a temporary permit. Anyway, then I moved up to Cochise Geronimo, worked up there.
Cool.
Very good.
Very cool.
Well, welcome. So back to kind of some touring that we did. We've done several behind-the-scenes tours with our members. We'll show some video of what that looked like when you were leading us through the hallways, and those hallways were kind of lined with a lot of things, items, kind of all the way up to the walls. And now we've been able to open this facility. So tell us a little bit, now that we've been in here 6 months, what have we seen that's changed?
Pretty much everything. Everything. How we work, how we operate has all changed. It's so much more efficient, so much better. The crew's happier, the vendors, the drivers, everybody. Up at the old place, we would have times there'd be 4 or 5 trucks backed up.
Yeah.
It would take 45 minutes for a truck to get down there to unload. It was chaotic, hectic. We just didn't have the space. There were times I worried about whether or not what we were doing was
on the up and up.
Thing, on the up and up.
Okay.
We had food in the hallways. We had it up and down in front of the lunchroom, in front of the laundry room. we had no choice.
Yeah.
We had to make this move, and it really did change everything for us.
That's fantastic. So we'll get into some of the specifics. Jeremy, not long ago, were we rolling laundry buckets?
Oh boy, yep.
Down across the
tennis courts.
The tennis courts. I'm sure the tennis members loved that. And now we've cleared out. You have this brand new, beautiful facility. Tell us how things have changed for you.
So, again, we're light years ahead of where we used to be. Sonoran was, great to us, but we were probably a big challenge for them. We know parking at Sonoran is always a big challenge. And, we have 40 housekeepers, so we were taking up some space there. Like you mentioned, we're in the middle of the tennis courts. And so we're in the middle of a match. We push our buckets through there and rattle the wheels. It wasn't the best look for our team. And not a lot of people know, but our laundry was a lot lower in elevation than the Sonoran. So when it's 110, pushing those laundry carts up the hill, or when it's 28 degrees, pushing them down the hill is kind of a challenge, and it was not the best for us. So we're so happy here. The laundry is also kind of our hub where we do our morning huddles and everything. And so we're trying to boost our morale when we come into the laundry every day. And our old building was so decrepit and is so old, and there was no windows. You walk out of there like a matinee. You can't even tell what time of day it was or what season it is out there. So coming into this beautiful building with beautiful light, the morale of our team has never been better. The operations have never been better. We're outside the mountain. We have, quite a few deliveries and stuff that we do here as well too. So we know that we're not affecting the member in a lot of negative ways, and that makes us feel a lot better as well. So
I can't imagine how they must felt your team when they walked into this facility for the first time, and the looks on their faces. Both of your teams.
Both our teams, yes.
Yeah.
And to speak to what you were saying about kind of the dark dungeony feel of the old building. I mean, if you can't see on camera, 12 windows in here, 4 skylights, tons of natural light in here. It's actually a very pleasant place to be. Yeah. So pretty cool there.
It comes through in our team. You can tell just in 6 months, the light has been turned on in them. So we're super fortunate to be here.
So not something you can measure, but what we can measure is the efficiencies that we're realizing here. So Jeremy, let's start with you and some of these washing machines that actually are so efficient that they actually can dry as well.
Thank you. We are seeing a huge improvement in all of our production here. Not only on the morale side that we were talking about, the team is happier, we're working faster. The layout here is a big circle. So everybody comes through the washing machines, comes through our dryers, comes through our ironer, and right out the door. Our machines are all the same machines. In our old laundry, it was a conglomeration of different brands, so it was really hard to be consistent with our teammates. It was hard to have a consistent product. Everything that we had was ancient. It was at least 20 years old, so everything here is Energy Star rated. Our machines here have some technology that even a lot of other newer laundries don't have. We have the Opti rinse on here, which is a 38% water savings. And a traditional washer, you have a bath rinse, so it has to fill the whole machine up with water again. This is a rinse cycle while it tumbles, and it uses 38% less, so that's a huge savings for us. And then on the dryer side, on the back, they have an electric bar on one of the lifters in there, and water conducts electricity, and wet laundry conducts electricity, but as soon as it turns dry, it stops conducting electricity, so the dryer turns off. So we're seeing huge cost savings in electricity as well. So in a lot of different ways, we're like I said, light years ahead of where we used to be. So
that's awesome.
I also love, you can't see it at home, but we'll get a video. Every washer and every dryer has a name.
What's the story with that?
Which is so cool, because we did some content in here when the building first opened, and those weren't on there yet. So when we walked in here, I go, oh, there's Havasu, there's Mead, there's Bartlett, there's Apache, Mojave, all these cool names. So yeah, what is the story behind that?
So when we built the whole layout here, we knew that there was one small error, and that it was in a complete circle, and human nature is probably to walk to the closest washer and throw your load in there. So what we did is we have an app that tracks all of our data, and then we kind of gave every one of our machines a personality, if you will. So every one of our washing machines is named after a body of water in Arizona, which is super cool. And then every one of our dryers on the other side here is named after a desert.
So cool.
We don't have that many deserts, so there is a Sahara and one or two back there. Not in Arizona, but we tried really hard. So what we can do is we can track on the app exactly what we're doing. Every one of the machines here is connected to a dispenser in the back, so we know exactly what kind of cycle the teammate is running. So we can tell you already, just this last March, we did 70,000 pounds of laundry, and I can break it down into colored linen, Sonoran towels, spa towels, the whole 9 yards. But as we try and do this, the naming of the buildings is so we can say, hey, give Havasu a break. You guys are need to move on to Apache. So
I love it.
So good. Now, we didn't actually plan to talk about this, but I did want to give shout out. We recently were recognized, Desert Mountain was recognized for sustainability efforts, since you brought up the savings on the water and the energy. Huge national award with the CMAA, our industry organization, kind of best in class, if you will, for our sustainability efforts. So congratulations on that.
thank you. We're trying to do the right thing.
Doing all the right things, absolutely. All right, so Andy,
Yes.
we deal in beans, we deal in nuts.
Some of my favorite
We've
things
got-
here. Hot sauce,
I mean,
vodka.
A little bit of everything.
We could make a lot of things, but this was again back to those tours, seeing all those items kind of stacked up wherever you could find a spot, and now you've got it totally dialed, it's organized, and not only that, we're saving some money. So let's talk a little bit about on some of the items that we can now purchase on a bulk basis that we couldn't do before.
We are. We're definitely saving money. The biggest savings are in the wine, alcohol, beer, vodka. A lot of vodka. Our members are, we go through a lot of vodka.
That's good.
We save a ton of money on it. We're buying pallets. Instead of buying 10 or 15 cases every week, sometimes twice a week, because we had no place to store it up there, we're buying it once a month, once every 2 weeks. We're bringing in pallets. Our I call it the money maker. It's our wine cooler. Right now there are 16 pallets in there. We've got another 4 coming this week. Each one of those saves anywhere between $300 and $1,000, depending on what the product is. It also makes our efficiency so much better. We're not unloading and restocking the same product over and over and over again. We do it once, we're done. So it's helped quite a bit. We're saving a little bit of money too on shipping costs. Last few years have been kind of strange with COVID.
Yeah.
It's been difficult to get product. Shipping costs have gone crazy. And we've managed to reach out to some vendors and save some money by buying bulk. Instead of buying glassware every few months, we're buying enough to carry us through the whole year. And now I can store it. I have enough room to put it into and take care of it. So we're doing those things. It's a couple of $1,000s here and there, but it adds up. And it, again, makes us more efficient. We have the product here. I don't have to reach out and go buy it and wait for it to come in before we can start using it. It's already here and ready to go. So it's been a huge help for us.
Let's get into a little bit of the detail, Andy. Let's go down the list of numbers. Hit us with some interesting stats.
Just a few couple of things I wrote down to have for today. We use about 85 vendors around the property.
Okay.
We use 30 different liquor vendors to take care of this property. That's quite a few liquor vendors. In fact, most of them, it's pretty much everybody in the valley. Over this last 5 months, we bought 14,000 pounds of potatoes to make French fries.
That's a lot of fries.
1,000 pounds of chicken.
Whoa.
28,500 bottles of wine. We do like to drink on the property.
Yep.
The members do not.
The members, of course, with all that chicken.
5,000 bottles of vodka. Vodka is our biggest mover, and we go through a lot of it.
Goodness gracious.
Those are just a couple of the numbers I wrote down.
Those are some fun facts.
I love it.
Jeremy, anything by the numbers you'd like to share?
Yeah, we have a lot of numbers. I think the number one thing that stands out to us for a cost savings is one of our biggest challenges when we first started here was the half loads cost the same amount as a full load. And so when I first got here, it was a big challenge for us in our other facility. And so now that we're pulling this data through HydroPoint, we know that we've done just for March, say 70,000 pounds in laundry altogether. And we know that we've done about 1,150 loads of laundry. And so for our 65-pound machines, we know that we're hitting right around 61 pounds. From where we were before to now, I don't know if you're going to get much better than that. So the science is there, and we're about as efficient as I think we can
That's
get.
the word of the day, efficiency.
Very impressive.
Yep.
It's all due to our team, too. They're the people that run the facility. So
Very good.
Very good.
We're very grateful to our members to first of all, learn more about this whole process and take the time to visit through those behind-the-scenes tours, and then, of course, giving us the opportunity to be here and to create those efficiencies. We're made a huge difference. It's working, and we're really only 6 months in, so we should come back and do this.
We just started.
We've really just started.
We moved in November, so we hit the floor running.
Yeah.
We moved in, we set up as quick as we could, and we went to work.
Yeah.
We didn't have time to change anything. So this summer we do have some plans. We're going to move some things around. We're going to change some things. We need to, reevaluate. After 6 months, you look at it, or it'll be by 9 months by then, you reevaluate, fix those things that didn't work, and improve on the ones that did.
Fantastic. Well, we know that you're very busy right now, too. I guess there's a holiday coming up this weekend.
Some party, something.
Yeah, a couple of parties happening. So I think if there's anything else, guys, anything else you wanted to add, Michael?
I would just ask if you had one of the things we talked about when the building was being built was reducing the traffic flow up and down the parkway.
Yeah.
What type of feedback have you heard on that, either from membership or from any of the clubhouses of kind of keeping those big trucks off the parkway?
Almost every vendor we have, everyone who drives up here, all of our delivery drivers are thrilled. It's so much easier. They don't have to wait in line for half an hour, 40 minutes to get in the property.
Wow.
They don't have to try to back down that nightmare, especially in the morning when it's dark. It's so much easier. We've got 3 bays.
Yeah.
So we've never had a wait here. They pull up, they unload, it's efficient, they're in and out of here. It's really quick, and they love it. It's much, much nicer.
They want to bring us the vodka.
They want to bring us the vodka.
That's so nice. Well, we like to have that vodka, so
We do.
it works for everybody. So wonderful. Well, thank you both for spending the time. I know you're very busy right now. Michael,
Kim,
great to be on a podcast with you.
great to be back.
Are we going to do the great shots around the mountain?
I've been away so long, it's like I almost forgot about our great shots around the mountain.
Step away from the Grey Goose. That's
Sorry.
not what we're talking
I'm sorry.
about.
Take that away from me.
Put it away.
Let's kick it back to the studio quickly, and we will be right back.
It's only fitting that we'd have an abundance of spectacular shots on Masters Week, including 7, yes, you heard me right, 7 holes in one. So let's find out who is busy making some noise around the mountain this week. Chris Quinn on Sunday, March 19th, a hole in one on number 7 at Cochise. Jerry Keating, Thursday, March 30th, a hole in one on number 6 at number 7. Lori Schubert, Friday, March 31st, an eagle on number 7 at Renegade. Gary Kowalski, Friday, March 31st, a hole in one on number 7 at number 7. Jackson Tankersley, Saturday, April 1st, a hole in one on number 1 at number 7. Jim Bush, Saturday, April 1st, a hole in one on number 12 at Outlaw. That is Jim Bush's 5th career ace. David Gratton, Sunday, April 2nd, an eagle on number 17 at Renegade. Linda Stein, Sunday, April 2nd, an eagle on number 11 at Renegade. Mimi Mayer, Tuesday, April 4th, a hole in one on number 5 at number 7. Tom Sayre Thoss, Wednesday, April 5th, a hole in one on number 8 at Chiricahua. That is his 2nd ace this year. And to round it all out, Terry Saylor, Wednesday, April 5th, an eagle on number 7 at Renegade. That'll do it for the great shots around the mountain this week. We look forward to seeing more great shots next week. Mike, Kim, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Tons of great shots this week.
Great job, everybody.
A lot of tournaments going on. Everyone's golfing, so thank you. Andy, thank you very much. Jeremy,
You're welcome.
thank you so much for joining us. Kim,
Thank you, Michael.
thank you. Now I'm going to close the show.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, members, so much for joining us. We will see you around the mountain.
See you. Thank you.